is my Daihatsu mirror hybrid. Because it is a hybrid, right? The old beer crate to find your seating position trick. You might have to be Kiwi to get that one. So I sorted the steering wheel out. It was too long to take that spacer out. I know this is ghetto as fuck, but it's solid. It works. I might fix it later. I might not. Oh, Paulie's been fucking up some more shit. Convertible Camry. Woohoo! And this vented Camry bonnet. We have seats. No floor still, but we have seats. So yeah, chuck these two buckets in. I've just got a couple of rails along here. As you can see, it's pretty freaking tight. So I still have to do something for the hydro handbrake and the shifter, which is probably going to be in the front there somewhere, maybe even right in front of the passenger, because fuck the passenger. But yeah, we'll figure something out there. I might have to do another bracket along there, just so that all that stuff can mount, and I'll have to do that before the floor goes in. The floor's going in soon. And what else? So here's a little tip for you. I don't know if you can see down there, I filled in the inside of that tube, the box section, with expanding foam, just to stop any water and stuff getting in there and rusting it out from the inside. Don't do that if you're still welding on the tubes, on the frame, because I was welding these and then all of a sudden massive bang and all the heat had built up and just popped it out and made a hell of a racket and scared the crap out of me. Happened to both sides, but of course the second side I already knew what it was all about, so that was cool. And yeah, getting there. Okay, does anyone else do this? I'm trying to cut this approximately in half. Doesn't have to be amazing. Don't have a tape measure anywhere near me. Don't worry about that. So we'll just do a finger measurement. You drop it down, go there. It's approximately there on my finger. Go to that one. Oh yeah, maybe a little bit more this way. Try it again. There. That looks pretty good to me. I have a friend who has an ichrometer, he says. I feel like this is slightly better, but yeah, I don't know. Anyone else do that? Let me know. Howdy. I say that like I haven't seen you for a while, but for you it's probably only been like a minute. So as the next day now, if I put the clip in from me drunk inside the Camry on the hoist, probably did that. I don't know. If not, howdy. Start again. Yeah, I'm fine. I had a pie and a bee, fixed that up real quick, and now I'm drunk again because I had a friend come over and we played in the paddock with the RAV4 and we drank a few beers and hung out, and yeah, now I'm doing this again. So I changed my plan for the hydro. That's probably the last thing you saw, and this is what. So I've made up this bracket. This goes in the center between the two bars that I was talking about putting the hydro in before, and it's just it's probably still hot, so hang on. This is upside down, that's the right way up. So I'm going to have this plate basically underneath the floor. That's where the shifter is going to go now. So the shifter is going to go in between the seats, and the hydro is going to go on the other side, like by the door. But I guess my next clip will be showing you the bracket for that. So that's just going to cool down. I have to go inside and look after some kids and whatnot. And then I'll continue on later. Maybe tonight, maybe I don't know when. But for you, next clip. So another tip, this grey coating on the metal, for some reason I thought you had to clean everything up. I was told, like, Tig, you had to be super clean. So I don't know what this is, but it protects the metal, and I always thought that you had to grind the fuck out of it like that so it was nice and shiny. Use some brake clean, blah blah blah. No, you can just Tig straight on top of it. I didn't give a fuck on this guy because it's not trying to be strong, that strong. It's just a shifter, and no, it welds perfectly fine on that. I mean, I'll probably clean up anything important like roll cage or whatever, but yeah, that still works. So just do that. Cool. Yeah, why not? Okay, so another day, another change of plans. I'm going to show you seat bars before. Those are the bars without the seats in them. So that supports the seats. This middle one here, and now I'm not putting the hydro there anymore. I'm putting the shifter there because I did work out that I do kind of need the shifter, because I'm thinking if it takes a little bit more to get to do wheelies, we're going to have to go reverse and slam it into drive or first. So I want to be able to do that. So that's going to be nicely there, nice and close, and between the seats. Now this one here, that's where I'm going to put the hydro. So that's going to be a right hand jobby. But yeah, so that's pretty much all done. I'll drill the holes and mount it, and probably next clip to show you sort of where it all sits with the seats in there and everything in place. Shifter's mounted, and it's backwards because the engine's backwards. Cable's not long enough for it to loop around and come in from the other side, so I can spin it around. Not getting a new cable, don't give a fuck. It just means that we are going to be slamming reverse to drive that way. No drama. Hydro is also mounted, and it clears everything perfectly fine. There's a door. There's me grabbing some hydro. All fucking good. Bolted down to the ground. So we are just going to clean everything up. I'm going to tack these nuts for the shifter on the bottom here. That way it's just easier to remove and everything. Those nuts will stay captive, and we'll clean everything up, we'll paint, and that's it. For that part, we can start working on the floor then, I think. Alrighty, where were we? Cleaned and painted everything up. I went one step further and took the rest of the sound deadening off the dash and the floor there, cleaned all that up, painted all that, so that all looks nice, because I didn't want to make a mess once I got my new floor in. Also got a little bit creative with the roof, a bit of vinyl there and up the pillars. Not procrastinating, I promise. It just it's all coming together, and I like to do fun little crazy things, creative things, make it look cool. So there'll be a bit more of that happening here and there. Now the floor. So I was thinking a piece of aluminium tread plate would be great in there, until I saw the price, like $400 for a sheet. And I do need a whole sheet really if I'm going to run all the way along there and then up and across. So that was out the door. So you may remember in the first video I said we're only going to use parts from the Camry in the mirror. Cut to that clip now. Get this monstrosity up and running and driving using just the parts from these two cars. That's not quite how I meant it. We do have to buy a couple of things. So, there's a dedicated fuel system I need to get for this, or have got for this. The hydro, the steering wheel, the bucket seats, obviously. But, where we can use bits, we'll use bits. So, this is the bonnet from the Camry that I cut out. And that's the rest of the bonnet there. It's a cool little internal structure. I want to do something cool with that, but I'm not sure what yet. And then this other piece here is the roof. So I've got a plan for that too. Now this isn't like quite enough. It's enough to go from the front to the back of the seat rail. And as you can see, I've been doing my CAD, my cardboard aided design, work out where the wheel wells need to be cut out, the piece for the hydro, and the back pieces for the rear triangle brace parts. So yeah, I'm going to cut that out, lay that down, screw it down. This is going to be tick screwed down to the inside of the car there. We'll clean it all up, we'll paint it, and I'll show you what sort of cool floor covering I have in mind for that. Yeah, a lot cheaper than tread plate, and I think it'll look pretty cool. It's different, and it'll fit the car well. So come back to you with that in a bit. Here's all my metal tabs and crap that I pulled off the dash before I cleaned it all up and painted it. Add that to the massive scrap metal pile that we have, and just one of two shovelfuls of all that sound deadening crap. I might just squeeze in a little update here. Still have this thing to give you a timeline where I post, if you saw the video I posted of the V6 turbo at the drags and I dislocated my shoulder twice shifting gears. That was 2 weeks ago. I've had 2 other dislocations since then doing mundane stuff. One was rolling over in bed, the other one was crouching down. I just had my arm up for balance, kind of like that, and as I crouched down it popped out. So things are getting worse. The ACC looking into my surgery still. Apparently they haven't approved anything yet. I was supposed to have it by now, or soon, because we're at the end of Jan now. So it gives me a bit more time on this, I guess, but I'm being very cautious and just things are getting done little bits at a time, so things are taking a bit longer. Because it sucks when my arm dislocates. I don't want to keep doing that. Yeah, so that's sort of where we're at. This, when you see this video, is probably a fair few weeks after this now, and after I put up that V6 turbo drags video, because I just snuck that one in there. Yeah, so we'll see what happens, what continues to happen, but that's what's happening with the videos. Floor, or a partial floor anyway. So here are the captive nuts that I was mentioning before. My nuts. These nuts. Okay, I actually can't help myself but try and make this thing look cooler now. So I don't know if I'll show you this clip, because I kind of just want you to see the finished product. This looks a bit poo, but maybe I'll leave this out. Maybe I'll edit this part out and show you anyway. Maybe I won't. But this is what we've done. So curve that bit up there just to kind of work with it. And we can seal up any gaps there, and hopefully that kind of deflects any rods from hitting me in the back when we're doing burnouts. But that's our floor for the moment. Lots of contact adhesive there and here. I hope it works. I've used it before, it's pretty good stuff, but I have not used it for anything like this, so I guess we will see. Alright, here you go. This is the crazy shit that comes out of my head. Do you love it? Or do you hate it? Or do you love it? Or do you love it? I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am fucking stoked. Yeah, so we've got the engine in the car, that's one thing, and I don't know why, but this is way more exciting to me. Check out my interior. Yep. Got the seats in, the shifter in, I actually shift gears as well, look at that. Hydro, no dramas, and yeah, that's AstroTurf. That's my flooring. Why? It was 40 bucks and tread plate was 400, and I mean I wouldn't have been able to go around curves and all that sort of shit with that, so that's, I fucking love it. It feels great under your feet or your work boots. And yeah, it's different, it's fucking quirky, it's weird, it's everything this car is. So there's a bunch of colours too. I like it. Tell me what you think. Yeah, don't know where it came from, the idea, just at the hardware store, and I was like, this is way cooler than carpet. And I would never do this in any other car, like, but it's just, this has never been road legal, it's a toy, so why not do something crazy with it like this. If you seen my previous videos of the Black Rat, it's got Black Rat vibes to me. Like that car, I did a rat rod style Japanese SW20 MR2, and just because it was cheap, well, it wasn't cheap when I sold it, to be honest, but yeah, it was I just did crazy things with that I wouldn't do with any other car. I took things that I like from different genres of car culture and mushed them all together and made it crazy. And I mean, if you love this floor, go back and check some of those Black Rat videos out. You might like that. Yeah, license plates. Just because I got a bunch of old license plates from cars I wrecked and stuff. I think that UQ7102, I think that is the Camry as well. I'd have to check, and it just kind of holds the AstroTurf in place. The contact adhesive is great, doesn't really need it, but it kind of breaks up that hard edge where it went from that to the black, and because it was only this wide on that wheel arch, it didn't go all the way to the edge. So yeah, and works well as like foot coverings. I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. I think that's a good place to end the video. Hopefully this is the end of the video, or I look stupid. I haven't edited it yet, so if you guys are watching, if you've been watching and you watch 2 minutes and then I say this is the end of the video, sorry, it's not, or it might be, but it might not be. Yeah, so, but I think it's a good time to stop. I've had a few brews. 10 o'clock I started drinking and working on the car. It's after 3 now. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty fucking good. That's probably why I'm so hyped about the AstroTurf. I don't know. But next time we need to get that up and running. So important things like the fuel system, transcooler, wiring, probably all that stuff. I still don't have proper brakes. I haven't really figured out the throttle. I think I have, I don't know if I mentioned before, I think I have an MR2 throttle cable somewhere, which might be good because it might be a good length. Obviously hydro is not connected up yet, but I'm not too worried about that stuff. I just want to get it to run. So we'll do battery, we'll do wiring, we'll do fuel, we'll do the transcooler. And yeah, I mean that's probably a whole video. I don't know, we'll see what happens. But I'm going to go enjoy this lovely day. Check this out. I continue my drinking with some ciders in the sun. I've been a good boy all week, so I'm going to go crazy. And it's a long weekend, we're going away tomorrow, so I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish today. I'm stoked with this, I said that before, so we're just going to wrap it up. And I'll see you in the next one. Hey, I'm in the wheelie car. Above the other car. Well, we're up in the air. This is how I hurt myself, by the way, because I'm nuts ever.